was the year the rent started increasing, the year that so many were left homeless and died. That was the time the ballroom cost millions, 300 million, the ballroom of lies, while 1 million or more were spit out by a system, and the money piled high in your ivory tower. That was the year we needed a real leader. Instead, what we got was absolute power. Wasn't that the year that boats were bombarded? Venezuelans that year were risking their lives. There was also something I remember quite clearly, a very strange island and despicable vibes. That was the year the soldiers came marching, boots on the ground in downtown LA. That was the year the contract was broken. That was the year we had so little to say. Oh, that was the year the prices were rising. We all did our best, but it was never enough. That was the year the dreams that we cherished were dashed on the rocks of bullshit and tough. That was the year investors made billions, the year I believe when work became cruel. That was the time of the greatest diversions, the year that 6 figures didn't guarantee school. That was the year the clowns ran the circus. They filled their deep pockets and laughed at us all. They could afford Columbias and Harvards and still have lots over to go to the ball, while we have been stripped, fired and made homeless, forced to go live on the streets of our town. That was the year they burned money on spaceships, while the paupers crash landed down here on the ground. I bet you remember that wonderful wizard. Do you still remember the promises made you couldn't forget? That fine orange wizard who'll send us to Hades with his tariffs on trade. This year perhaps, if luck's in our corner, we'll get to choose someone steady and true. Keep all the clowns, your fools and your puppets. Someone who serves, not someone who rules. Someone who serves, not someone who rules.